The mind is intention. Life is intentionality. We have the life of a human because we have the mind of a human, which is the intentionality of a human. The intention of a human is not the intentionality of an animal. Without intention, there is no life. Some interpret intention as an instinct to survive. Survival requires intent. Conversely, if we lose our intentionality, we lose the mind that is the manifestation of intentionality. There is no mind without the intentionality that defines a mind. Intentionality is tied to a purpose. That purpose must be perfection. One does not intend to fail or die. If the purpose is not perfection, there cannot be any direction or destination. Without these things, there is no intentionality. The concept that confuses people the most is perfection. The world teaches us that perfection is beyond us. This is not the teachings of the Bible. It is not what Scripture tells us. We are, as Christians, required to be perfect as our Father in heaven is perfect. Logically speaking, how can there be a first-order principle or even a purpose to our lives if there is no perfection waiting at the end? How can we have a destination that is less than perfect? If the destination is less than perfection, it would be like going on a journey in which we intend to stop short of where we wanted to go. We cannot intend to do something unless the mind is reality in some way. If we intend to learn how to bake a cake and then learn, mind matches reality in some way. There needs to be substantiality equivalence. They, reality and mind, need to be of the same substance if they are to be substantially the same thing. If we can think about reality, the matter of reality must be of the same composition as the matter of the mind. How can we intend to do something if mind and reality are divorced from each other? Civilization was created because mankind intended to create it. Intentionality starts in the mind, but it is only as real as it becomes reflected in the minds of others. The medicine of the Westerner may be real to Westerners, but in other cultures it lacks reality. This brings us to question of what is reality. If the nature of reality can be debated, is it what we believe? Does reality have no substance outside of human belief? Reality must have a substance, but that does not mean it is independent of the human mind. There is no reality that is independent of human perception and in which humans are simply observers. We are not observers in a concrete universe. Phenomenology is not an accurate representation of reality. When a human mind conceives of a new reality, the new conception must distort the fabric of reality. Think of a community in which one person sets forth a proposal. Not everyone agrees, but the proposal is discussed. The proposal has created a distortion in the reality of the group. If after some time the proposal is adopted, then the proposal has altered reality. The problem with madness is not the conception they have of reality, it is the lack of agreement. Mad people do not have the means or ability to bind together as we are required to do to have intentionality. What is intentionality if it does not change reality? Can a person intend something and it does not alter reality? How strong or great is the intention? Can you intend two contradictory things? Or have you destroyed every chance of success and effectively made yourself mad? This is where it gets really interesting, because how do you intend what is not possible? And how can you not intend what is inevitable? If we do not intend for the sun to shine, we intend to end reality. Reality is something which appears to happen to us. But where is the line between the cause and the effect? In our mind, the distinction is clear, but in reality, the division is not as absolute as one might think. Ultimately, cause and effect are just labels. This leads to a contradiction. Our intentionality conflicts not only with itself, but with perfection, which is where all intentionality leads. Intentionality must manifest perfectibility, or it is a false intention. That is, when we intend something, the substance behind this intention and what drives its origination is the desire for perfection. It is indeed the desire for perfection that gives us our intentions. An intention is the recognition of that which is short of perfection and a desire to push it closer to the ideal. Without the possibility of perfection and the desire for perfection, there would be no intention. To intend something, there must be an ontology, and ontology assumes perfection is the ontological ideal. Every true intention is a recognition of a failure in our lives, and a way we have fallen short of perfection. Every advance takes us closer to perfection. But perfection must be a possibility, and we must be able to intend to arrive there. Reality provides a framework in which to operate. Reality is not what we intend it to be, and so we transform it. We add value to assets through work. Reality is not formed by intentionality at its root. Reality is what gives us our intentionality because it gives us work to do. Work and intentionality are connected. If work and intention are disconnected, we get dishonesty. This is the basis of programs that attempt to get people to think what they do and do what they think. We need to align the intentionality of the mind with the activity of our bodies. When we lie or live a lie, our mind is intent on one thing, but our body and words express something else, something deceitful. Reality forces us to be honest in our intentions because reality can only be altered by means of work, either our own or someone else's. Dishonesty comes about when the liar does not wish to work to get what he or she wants or cannot do it honestly. This simple problem is enough to divide reality, to create a schism in the fabric of space and time and the human mind. The two consciousnesses appear to share the same reality, but do not. One mind seeks perfection and the other the fruits without the work. Honesty is necessary for perfection. We find perfection through the perfection of honesty. Intentionality is indeed the desire for perfection through honesty. As we measure and indeed quantify honesty, we can quantify and measure the intentionality of the mind. Honesty is inversely correlated with liabilities. The more liabilities created, the less honest and the less intentional the person and his behavior is. We need to be purposeful in what we create or produce.